Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm pleased to rise in this House today on my colleague's motion on youth and unemployment. And I'd like to just begin by saying it is costing us $1 million per hour to service our debt and interest payments. If you wait 24 hours, that's $24 million. If you wait 24 hours, that's money that you could be putting towards helping our future jobs, and our youth in this province. But if we don't take our debt situation seriously in this province, what type of message are we sending to our job creators? We're not sending the right conditions. We're not sending the right message to our employers. In 2008, Ontario was thriving. 16 years later, Ontario is taking transfer payments from the federal government. Under the Liberals' watch, Moody's even gave them a credit down rating. We have the highest sub-sovereign debt, highest rates in North America. But look, let's not talk about the negatives, let's talk about the positives. We actually survived these 15 years of Liberal mess. But the question remains, what legacy do we want to leave behind? What kind of future do we want to create for our children and our grandchildren? We want a province that's not going to go down a slippery slope. We want to do better, to provide hope and solutions for our future jobs. And as I mentioned throughout my campaign to many people in my riding and youth on my campaign, you're never too young to make a difference, and that it should always be the quality of opportunity, not equality of outcome, and that it should not be about who you know, but what you know when it comes to employment. And that is why our government has a plan to make Ontario open for business. We're going to create jobs, lower day-to-day costs, bring prosperity back to this province, and restore accountability and trust that has been lost. And students will benefit greatly. But we cannot accomplish this alone. We need to make sure we create the right economic conditions for youth employment. As my colleague had mentioned, they suffer the most in economic downturns. Just recently, a Liberal policy by raising the minimum wage hurt youth the most, because now what good is minimum wage if you can't get a job in the first place? The other issue that occurs is underemployment, or people who are deemed too qualified. I had someone that came into my office with a woman that came in with her son, and she said he had graduated, he has 2 degrees, and he was desperately trying to find a job and applied to McDonald's. Was told that he is too qualified, and often that is too far the case. We need to do better. We need to look at what the future conditions hold. Right now, about 30 million jobs are subject to automation in Ontario in the next 20 years. 42% of Canadian jobs are at the risk of automation. What are we doing to prepare our students today for the jobs of tomorrow? We can look at many examples like they have in Germany with their dual vocational training systems and model some of their systems. I'm not saying we do exactly what they do because we're a different system, but let's look at the outcomes. By the time someone in Germany is about 19 years old, they're already certified in the trades. They're working, they're making a living. Compared to Canada, by the time they're done their vocational training, they're 28 years old. We need to do better. Our youth unemployment rate in Ontario is 11.2% compared to Germany, where it's almost half at 6.4%, because their system is not broken, it's working. It's preparing students for the jobs of the future, and that way they can decrease their youth unemployment. So I ask this House to take my colleague's motion seriously, support it, because today we vote on this, but it's for the future and it's for tomorrow. So thank you.